Welcome to Music at Noon. It's April 20th, 2022. Live streaming all over the world. Some of your faces will go all over the world today. Can you face that? So, live streaming in Westminster Presbyterian, downtown Sacramento. Today, we're going to the folk music department. We have a lot of departments for Music at Noon. We have a lot of variety, and we have so much talent in Sacramento. But today, our talent is from Minnesota. They traveled here in a car, in a van, all the way from Minnesota just for you. Did you bring a couple $1,000s with you today? They're worth it. I call them world class. Who are they? They call themselves Minnesota Folk Music Duo. When I hear them sing, I think of some of the classic folk singers that I've grown up with and some that you've grown up with too. They are multi-talented. Curtis Teague is a vocalist and an instrumentalist, and he plays many different stringed instruments. You can see those on your program. You'll see him changing his instruments constantly. Mandolin, banjo, ukulele, a non-stringed instrument, the harmonica, and I'll bet you he has a few more up his sleeve that he hasn't told us about. And then Loretta Simonet is a vocalist, and she plays the harp and the guitar. And when you get that variety of instruments working together, and their two beautiful voices in the mix, they have quite a variety show. So I hope you will enjoy Minnesota Folk Music Duo. Please welcome Curtis Teague and Loretta Simonet.
Well,
thank you,
gee,
everybody.
Brad, you made me blush. But we are from Minnesota, and we've been on the road for, I think, about, 5 weeks, something like that. This is a tour we booked like 2 years ago. And, and it got, finally there's a little hole in COVID, we're calling it post-COVID. And half of the places that we were going to play on this tour haven't opened up, and some of them, unfortunately, don't even exist anymore. So we thought, who cares about our economy? We're just going to go tour, and this is our last stop. Such a special spot to end this tour. We'll head back to Minnesota, and we are indeed Curtis and Loretta, and we'll do some songs that were written during this last year and a half, 2 years that were kind of inspired by there's things to be learned from everything, even COVID. And anyway.
Yeah, so we're going to play a lot of different instruments, like Brad said, and we'll talk about them a little bit more as we go along. But right now, let's have a song. This is one I wrote, and we'll do it on the harp and the mandocello. It's called Lift the World. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All my gold may slip away and my karma come to pay. I might just wake up someday and see the bit part that I play. But when the day is all through, nothing more that I can do. One thing I have learned is true, I turn, and there it's always you. You lift the world from my shoulders, spin it gently, turn it over. You set it down out of the way. Just like a dream, the world fades away. Just like a dream, the world fades away. I may travel near and far, sail the seas to Zanzibar. I might just walk out the door and be content in my backyard. But when the miles are said and done, when the races are all run, I meet you in the setting sun, and from there we walk as one. You lift the world from my shoulders, spin it gently, turn it over. You set it down out of the way. Just like a dream, the world fades away. Just like a dream, the world fades away. Trials may come to torment me, break right in without a key. They may all demand to be my eternal destiny. But when the worries and the cares get too much for me to bear, you look each one in the eyes just like that. You cut them down to size. You lift the world from my shoulders, spin it gently, turn it over. You set it down out of the way. Just like a dream, the world fades away. Just like a dream, the world fades away. Just like a dream, the world fades away. Just like a dream, the world fades away.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, you're very kind. Occasionally we do a concert where we actually they print out what we're going to play. We're not necessarily used to that, so I better check the list.
You better go by that list because everybody has the list. Sometimes we have our own
following
list.
a recipe, you know.
And no one has it but
Something
us.
I really do.
But
You know, we are folk musicians, just like Brad said. So this means that we are obligated, at least once or twice during a show, to get people to sing along, you see.
And this is it. This is it.
And singing together is a very, very powerful thing. You know, it truly is. So we hope you'll help us out. You know, and there's different, you know, techniques that folk musicians can use to get people to sing along. But on this song that Loretta wrote, this is a really good incentive because if you sing along, now of course we're going to have to teach you your part, you know, you'll have to memorize it, you know, and stuff like that. But if you sing along on this song, it will be like receiving a free medical procedure.
It isn't that why you came in today or tuned in online? You better tell them which procedure. No one will sign up otherwise, Curtis.
Well, of course it's expensive.
Yeah.
But I can't. It's where you come into a room full of people you don't really know, and you all complain from the depths of your soul until you figure out that probably what you're complaining about is probably your own fault.
You know what that is?
There's a name for that procedure.
It's called group therapy.
Yeah, group therapy.
And we got a group here. We're going to do it all together. We're going to teach you your part. We'll sing it one time, and then we'll ask you to practice.
Get my thing ready here.
And Curtis will get his resonator guitar out for this one.
Yeah.
You have to memorize it, but you can do it. We have great faith in you. I know we got some musicians
Okay,
in here.
now you got to memorize this, okay? Here's your part.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Na 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 na.
You got it? They got it. Okay.
I just feel more cured already.
I always feel good
Yeah.
when I sing this song.
This
So,
actually does make me feel better.
let's practice one time. Okay, here's our note.
Yeah.
After 4, everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Na 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 na.
Oh, you're good sports.
Now, if you happen to buy the CD with this song on it and you like to sing along while you're driving, if there's a lot of traffic, face forward while you sing along, okay? That's
And
just
don't
a little
do this thing
public
at your
service
neighbor.
announcement
Yeah,
there,
don't
okay?
do that at your car. We don't
People
want any
might
road,
take it wrong when you're driving like,
we don't want any road rage out there. All
this
right.
is called Somebody I Could Sue. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Janie did it, don't blame me. I learned that when I was 3. I wouldn't play, she called me quitter. Made me so mad I had to hit her. This happens every single time. They should arrest you for this crime. You buy a gallon of ice cream, and I eat it till my thighs could scream.
When you got no one to blame but yourself, oh, you'd sure like to pin it on somebody else. There must be somebody I could sue, or somebody I could pass this buck. Na, 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 na.
He passed me going way too fast and cut me off, so I hit the gas. I stuck to him close as I could. He slowed down to smash my hood. It's not my fault, don't look at me. What a stupid place to plant a tree. I just backed up, what can I say? It was standing right there in my way.
When you got no one to blame but yourself, oh, you'd sure like to pin it on somebody else. There must be somebody I could sue, or somebody I could pass this buck. Na, 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 na.
You do this to me all the time. Don't get your way and then you whine. So I get mad, don't talk for days. I'll show you, I'll make you pay. Why won't you just end this fight? Do it my way, do it right. You never listen to a word. I have to yell just to be heard.
When you got no one to blame but yourself, oh, you'd sure like to pin it on somebody else. There must be somebody I could sue, or somebody I could pass this buck. Na, 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 na.
Call my lawyer, life's not fair. Where's my success? Where's my share? I'm stuck down in this endless rut because no one will pick me up. The world's got it in for me. I burned myself in hot coffee. I lost my cash and Powerball. And how come you never call?
When you got no one to blame but yourself, oh, you'd sure like to pin it on somebody else. There must be somebody I could sue, or somebody I could pass this buck. Na, 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 na.
Or somebody I could pass this buck.
Na, 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 na.
Oh, you're good sports. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much. I was just going to talk a little bit about this instrument. This is a Celtic harp or a folk harp or Irish harp, the type of harp they play in Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. A little smaller than the big concert harp you'd see in the symphony orchestra.
Loretta, I'm
Yes.
gonna ask for just 1 second.
Yep.
We had a technical problem, so we didn't get a good opening of your concert today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself now for the next couple of minutes so those who are now on the live stream know what they're watching? Thank you very much.
Oh, for sure. We are Curtis and Loretta. That's what we call our band. We're married, and we're from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Though Curtis and I met each other on the beach in Santa Cruz, California, 45 years ago. We both he's from Texas, I'm from Minnesota, and we both happened to be out here living in Santa Cruz for a year. So we've been playing together all that time.
45 years,
45
right?
years, yeah. It's unbelievable. Feels like a lot
Yeah.
more, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that beach. There she was with her long hair blowing in the breeze. I saw her from a distance, and my heart swollen my chest. And I looked down the beach, and I thought, wow, nice guitar. Yeah,
And here's my version of the story is, I was sitting on the beach playing my guitar, and this guy comes along with a long black beard, it was black then, and says, "Hey, I play guitar." And I said, "Well, that's nice."
But you know what? We did a show the first night we met.
We did.
Which is kind of cool.
I had a
you know?
concert that,
Yeah,
it was a variety show that I was playing, and he came along.
Chiavo's variety show is pretty funny, really, but yeah.
But he came along with me and played that night, and we've been playing ever since. We started playing music about 5 minutes after we met each other. We've never quit. And so we've been on the road for about 5 weeks doing concerts all over, mostly the Pacific Northwest, and we came down to Sacramento just this morning. And we're so happy to be here, and
yes,
happy
it's
to see you out in
a beautiful day.
Yeah, we're happy to see you online too.
And
Everybody.
actually, it's been 1 year and 1 day since we did a virtual show for the lovely people here.
Yes.
As a matter of
from this
fact,
great
so
church.
we're just thrilled to be back.
We're so glad you're all here.
We'll do another COVID time period inspired song. We lost folk music lost a bunch of people during this time period, and so I think that kind of what got Loretta thinking about this song. So
Yeah,
we'll play
and
it for you.
speaking of the Irish harp, the big concert harps have pedals on the bottom to change the key you're playing in. And I don't have pedals, but I have levers up here. So that's why on this side I'm putting a bunch of levers up to get in the key of D. And then we'll have this song. See if I'm in tune here. If you don't have all the right levers up, it's going to be really bad.
So this is called The Beauty of the Song, or really the duty of the
Yeah.
song.
Curtis and I are working on a new CD. This will be on our next CD, which will be out in the fall. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will you miss me when I'm gone? Will you sometimes sing my songs? Or will they pass on through like hard-working migrants who have done the job and then seem to vanish like the wind? They say vibrations never end once they're sent, and so I pray the words I write are worthy of the ride. All these tools that I forged were gifted to me by and large. I gathered truth from the world and waved it like a flag unfurled. I stitched together words from the pictures that I heard. They say vibrations never end once they're sent, and so I pray the words I write are worthy of the ride. I will miss you when I'm gone, for I love to sing you songs. If my words spoke to you, or somehow they helped you through, please pass that tool along. That's the beauty of the song. They say vibrations never end once they're sent, and so I pray the words I write are worthy of the ride. Spoke to you, or somehow they helped you through, please pass that tool along. That's the beauty of the song. That's the duty of the song. Beauty of the song. Duty of the song. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. Let's have another sing along.
Oh, yeah,
and this is
another.
one a lot of you probably already know.
Yes, indeed, you were so beautiful on that last one. We're going to take it a step further. Now, you probably heard this. Now, this is a song that just seems so perfect for this period of history we've been going through for the last couple of years. And this is a song that was co-wrote by one person we've met and one person we haven't met. This was written by a fellow named Pete Seeger and King Solomon. Yeah. So.
You might remember that legendary folk singer Pete Seeger, and he wrote the song in the 1960s, Turn, 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 but he took most of the words from the Bible, the book of Ecclesiastes. So Curtis says they collaborated. And I bet a lot of you remember this. It was on the top of the hit parade, 1965, big hit by the Byrds. But Pete Seeger wrote it. We
originally learned this song. We got a phone call and somebody said, we would like for you to come to the
a convent.
The convent and play for 80 retired nuns. And we thought, now that would be interesting. We've never done that before, you know. So we said, sure, we'd love to do that. So we're writing our song list, you know. And you know, we're going, well, gee, I don't know about that one. You know, you really have to think about the songs much more when you're playing for 80 nuns.
We didn't want to offend anyone.
And so we learned turn, 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 and we've enjoyed it ever since because people sing it with us. We got there, you know what, and they had like beer and pizza, so
it was a
we
monthly
could play
birthday.
whatever we
Yeah, they were very
wanted to.
open-minded sisters. So, but they did love this song. We hope you do too. Sing along with
Sing
us.
this with us. This is like a prayer. This is very important. Yeah.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
Time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep.
Everybody.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time we may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time of love, a time of hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. Everybody now.
To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
Thank you. Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. I think we're going to do, are we going to do one more on harp?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more of the harp, and then I'm going to switch instruments here.
God. It's amazing when you turn 50, which I admit was a while ago, you know.
Why? What
I
happened?
used to be able to read that for.
Oh, we can't read the list from here.
Yeah.
They'll help us out if we can't read.
Well, this instrument here, you've heard of, sometimes we use a mandolin. I didn't bring one on this trip. Mandolins are tuned like violins. They look just like this, but they're much smaller. And so in the early 1900s, they had mandolin orchestras, and all the parts corresponded to the violin family. So there's a mandolin like a violin, and a mandola like a viola. And this is a mandocello. You don't see too many of these. It's tuned like a bowed cello. And it's got great big old strings. They're kind of hard to play, but I dearly love them. So we're going to dedicate this song to you. You know, this is a British Isles song from about 1803, 1805, and I think it's really great for this time period. It's called, because it's called A Health to the Company, and you being our good company here today, we wish you all happiness, we wish you prosperity, but above all, we wish you good health. And this also was actually written by a person for the British East India Company back then. And during this particular time period, you know, health to the economy is a good thing too. But we mostly dedicate it to you, but the economy too. So a health to you all, a health to the company. Here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we may all might never all meet here again. Kind friends and companions, come join in my rhyme and lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Come drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may all might never all meet here again. So here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may all might never all meet here again.
Our ship lies in harbor, she's ready to sail. I wish her safe passage past doldrums and gales. And if e'er we should meet again on land or on sea, I will always remember your kindness to me.
So here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may all might never all meet here again. My footsteps may falter, my wit it might fail.
My cause may be challenged by November gales.
Ere fortune shall prove to be friend or be foe, you will always be with me wherever I go. A health to you all. So here's a health to the company and one to my lass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain, for we may all might never all meet here again. A health to you all.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So what's our time like?
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm going to set the harp aside and get out my guitar.
Yes. Cast the harp aside.
I won't cast it. I'm going to set it carefully aside.
I'll help you. Go for it.
Okay, why don't you tell us what we're going to do next?
All right. You know, she's been playing harp for like 36 years, gentlemen. I have been carrying the harp
Good to be
for
done.
like 36 years.
And how long have you been complaining about it?
37 years.
37 years.
Yeah.
Because the first year I was talking about playing
Well,
harp.
I
He goes,
kept
"Well,
trying to tell her about the
I'll have
joy.
to
The
carry-
joys of piccolo, you know. She wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, well, he's a good guy. He doesn't mind carrying it.
Yeah, I have job security. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. You know, the last recording we did, I think, was a concept Loretta had, and it kind of developed over years of playing music and years of writing songs. It was an album of biographical ballads. Now, we travel all over, north, south. I mean, we travel to Alabama, Florida. We travel to California. We go everywhere, you know. And we play music, and and people will kind of open up to you when you play a concert in their little town or their big city. And we begin to realize, just from stories and meeting these people, that though we watch the news and it just seems like everything is going somewhere in a handbasket, boy, actually we were really surrounded by absolutely amazing human beings. The things that people do, they're these incredible heroes. So Loretta began to interview people and write a song and take it back to them and have them critique it, and then fix it up, and then you would have your song, Biographical Ballads. And this is a song, it's actually the title cut off of that CD, about a lady that she saw on the news that had donated a kidney to a little
girl.
Minnesota girl, a lady from Florida.
She was from Jacksonville, Florida. I'm hoping I should have practiced with this mic stand. I think it's
going to work. Looks good. And really quite an amazing lady.
Yeah, she found this little girl on the internet, on Facebook, and I thought, this light went off in my head. I thought, man, that would be an amazing song. So I kind of just watched the news and saw that operation had gone well, and I was able to get a hold of her and said, we're going to be down in Florida doing concerts, and we would love to come and interview you and maybe write a song. And she said yes, and now she's one of my heroes.
Yeah, and at first she was a little apprehensive about, having the song. She said, somehow I ended up on the national news for a cycle. And she said, and this was just something I did spontaneously from my heart. And I just don't know what to think about all this publicity. She said, besides, if you write this song, what do you think it's going to inspire people to donate organs to people they don't know? And we said, yeah, well, probably not. But she did say, she said, maybe it'll remind people to check that box on their driver's license.
The donor box. So we promised her we would tell everybody we sang the song to check that box on your driver's license or your ID, whatever you have, the donor box. So this is, are we ready? Are we all in tune?
Yeah, check your donor box.
He's got more to say, I can tell. He's always got more to say.
Well, when she said that, we're sitting there with her. She said, check the donor box. And I kind of felt like a hero myself, because I know for a fact, since the first year they had that box there, I've been checking it. And every time I get a driver's license, I check that box. Even though I now have a vision of myself, there I am, all disassembled, surrounded by doctors next to a dumpster, and they're chunking me over their shoulder and going, we can't use this chunk, But I keep checking it anyway, yeah.
That's terrible. I've talked to many nurses. They say there's always something that they can harvest that's of use. So
that's possible. Anyway, this lady did this. She was just a marvelous lady.
This is called When There's Good to Be Done. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
In a bright, sunny Florida home, Christy was online and she was there alone. Minnesota girl caught her eye. Usually she'd stroll on by. Sick kids were too sad. Was it an angel that said don't pass? Smiled at her. I'm 2 years old, I need a kidney donor. Dialysis and 7 weeks old. You might be my hero. Is your blood type O? Christy said yes and picked up the phone. And she said, when there's good to be done, you must do it. I can't wait for someone else to get to it. I knew it was God's plan to see me through it. How could I say no when I could do it? She told her husband about the girl. If she was a Sarah, we would search the world. A battery of tests were begun up north for final ones. 6 months since that day,
you're the perfect match, they call to say. She got back on that online page, sent a message to the mom, and she did say, I'm Christy, I'm honored to meet you. I have a 2-year-old too. I'm your girl's donor. And the mother could not find words. Christy said, when there's good to be done, you must do it. You can't wait for someone else to get to it. I knew it was God's plan to see me through it. How could I say no when I could do it? On a bright Minnesota day, Christy woke up and she was feeling pain. The very first thing she did say is, Ariana okay? She gave life that day, and the purest joy was Christy's pay. And she said, when there's good to be done, you must do it. You can't wait for someone else to get to it. I knew it was God's plan to see me through it. How could I say no when I could do it? When there's good to be done, we must do it. When there's good to be done, we must do it. When there's good to be done, we must do it.
Christy Harding.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Yeah. And it's really, it's pretty cool because, we were doing this tour of libraries all over Minnesota, like 25 libraries in 2 weeks. It was quite
concerts at libraries.
Yeah, concerts. It was quite a tour. And we stopped at a radio station in northern Minnesota to play, promote the shows. And we played that song, and I don't know, 2 or 3 months later, the station phoned us up.
Several months later, from Grand Marais, the program director called us up and said, remember that night you were here and you played the song about the kidney donation? There was a man listening from a town down the road, Lutzen, and he was so inspired that he decided to donate a kidney to a stranger, and he didn't know a stranger to donate to, so he called a hospital in Minneapolis, and of course they lined him up with someone. And I love this as a California connection. They lined him up with somebody from California. He was a perfect match, and that person had somebody here, but turned out it wasn't a perfect match, so that person donated to somebody else, and he donated to the person in California. So I called Christy in Florida and said, see what you did.
Oh,
you
yeah,
started
by the
this.
way, it did actually. So
It did inspire us.
That
She
was
inspired
pretty
somebody.
cool.
So to be the messenger of that, I just am so honored, because I would never have the guts to do it myself.
Started a beautiful little ripple.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wanna do Gone Forever?
yeah, let's do that. Well, this is a song for Loretta's dad, Loretta Simonet, and he was the epitome of that early 1900s born American gentleman. That was an amazing generation. It got us through the Great Depression and through World War II and many other things. A very honest and hardworking group of people, and he was the epitome of that. But when he got older, he became ill, and we didn't realize it for a long time, and Loretta was very close to him, so she wrote this song to kind of help herself, to remind herself about who he was.
Yeah, really kind of for therapy for myself, and this might touch some people that are dealing with the same thing. It's called Gone Forever. Every night when supper was done, before we kids had a chance to run, my dad said, okay, we've got dishes to do. Mom cooked the food with a cleanup crew. So he stood at the sink and he washed each one. The rest of us dried till they were all done. now a disease works in his brain. He's forgotten those children who carry his name. One day as I vacuumed, he watched me then said, "You've done all the work, I've done nothing yet." So I got him a dust rag and he worked with me. He was still an example for this kid to see. If I think of all the things that I've lost, I can simply not bear the thought I am gone forever from his memory, and he cannot do things he once did for me. But I watch my dad and who he is now, plagued by Alzheimer's still somehow. Through the confusion his soul shines through. He says, "Come anytime, we loved having you." At the end of the driveway in the old blue truck, he'd stop for a moment, the kids to instruct. He'd point a long finger down the road, first to the east, then the west, as he told. To the left is Stillwater, to the right is St. Paul. He taught us directions when we were so small. Now I drive my dad to the new Walmart. Once inside, he pushes the cart. I say, "Dad, at the end of this aisle, turn right." But he just stops, his lips drawn tight. So I point for him, and we both turn that way. He says, "I sure am lucky to be with you today." If I think of all the things that he's lost, I can simply not bear the thought I am gone forever from his memory, and I do the things he once did for me. But I watch my dad and who he is now, plagued by Alzheimer's still somehow. Through the confusion his soul shines through. He says, "Come anytime, we loved having you." He came to recitals, to hear me play piano. He came down to the basement to watch puppet shows. He drove to my college to see me in plays, 100 miles in a big Chevrolet. "Do you have lots of bookings?" he'd always say. "You are so lucky I can sing for your pay." And now he doesn't know who I am. Maybe a relation, maybe a friend. I sit down at the piano and play over there. He sings along from his armchair. He says, "Where did you learn?" He claps for me, and then he keeps singing that wartime melody. If I think of all the things that we've lost, I can simply not bear the thought I am gone forever from his memory, and he cannot do things he once did for me. But I watch my dad and who he is now, plagued by Alzheimer's still somehow. Through the confusion his soul shines through. He says, "Come anytime, we loved having you." He says, "Come anytime, we loved having you." Thank you. Thanks. That's for Cletus. My dad, Cletus, and my mom, Mildred, took care of him for 10 years at home. So
Yeah, talking about being a hero, man, her mom, yeah. She was younger than him, and she was Wasn't a small lady, which helped, but she
Yeah,
did. That's
she
an
took care of
amazing
him for all
thing
those
to do.
years.
All right, we'll try this song. This is a brand new song, so
It's
we're going to
pretty
be
new.
brave and try it
Try
here.
it out on you.
Yes, indeed. So I have to ask now, I don't know, maybe we were the only, maybe I was the only guy during this COVID thing that got a honey-do list from
During
his
COVID,
wife.
during the whole pandemic.
Anybody doing like house cleaning or
organizing?
during
Yeah,
during
a lot
COVID?
of people did.
You mean
I
see?
tried.
I thought everybody was doing it, and she had me doing it like crazy. And now I find nobody. It was only me. Boy.
Well, I did a lot of organizing, cleaning, and then I burnt out and like halfway through and said,
Yeah, I
"That's
can't
it."
complain about any honey-do list she hands me. Hers is like twice as long and 3 times more done. You know, so yeah.
This is one I wrote, I think, after I burnt out and quit cleaning. And anyway, I've still got closets to clean out, many types of closets. And this one is called, are you ready? He's almost ready. It's called Karmic Closet.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Clean out. Yeah.
Gotta clean out that karmic closet, do good deeds for a deposit, throw out things I don't want to wear, old baggage piled up everywhere. I'm gonna have to say a prayer. Oh Lord, it's a mess in there. I got words hanging from a day when I met a car in the intersection. We were there at a 4-way stop, but he took my turn, did not stop. Oh, the words I used that day, they still make myself blush today. I gotta clean out my karmic closet, do good deeds for a deposit, throw out things I don't want to wear, old baggage piled up everywhere. I'm gonna have to say a prayer. Oh Lord, it's a mess in there. I could walk in where cobwebs still are. The things I wanted there were not mine. My friend got her a brand new car, and she became a great big star, but I'd hardly feel jealous at all of Carnegie Hall would call. I gotta clean out my karmic closet, do good deeds for a deposit, throw out things I don't want to wear, old baggage is piled up everywhere. I'm gonna have to say a prayer. Oh Lord, it's a mess in there. Take it, clean it up, Curtis. Lots of guilt in that closet, the folks I should have called but did not. Late night binges and chocolate and the times I did not take a stand, and I forgot my dog outside in the rain the whole night one time. I gotta clean out my karmic closet, do good deeds for a deposit, throw out things I don't want to wear, old baggage is piled up everywhere. I'm gonna have to say a prayer. Oh Lord, there's a mess in there. Oh, when I get things organized and sweep it out, let in some fresh air, walk the neighbor's dog a few times and pay for someone else in line, well then I'll polish up your shoes. Oh, I swear I'll pay all my dues. I gotta clean out my karmic closet, do good deeds for a deposit, throw out things I don't want to wear, old baggage piled up everywhere. I'm gonna have to say a prayer. Oh Lord, it's a mess in there. Gonna have to say a prayer. Oh Lord, it's messy in there.
Clean out that closet. All right, all right.
Thank you. Or maybe just
Got any uksters out there? Any ukulele players? I forgot to look. No? I guess I'll have to do it. We'll just do a quick one on uke, and we'll end up with the banjo one here. And we have to just thank Brad and all the volunteers and all the good folks at the Westminster Presbyterian, this fine, beautiful
beautiful
old
place.
hallowed building.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get out my ukulele.
Curtis has a resonator ukulele. It's made in California by the National Steel Guitar Company down in San Luis Obispo. San Luis Obispo, right?
Yep. You folks sang along so well, we are going to take this a step further. Now, I have to admit, really, wearing masks for me wasn't a great hardship. I mean, I have kind of been a half a face is better kind of guy most of my life, you may have noticed. But I tell you, I did learn something, and that is you can tell when people are smiling whether they have a mask on or not. And so we're going to take this a step further. You sang along so well. This is also a smile along, okay? And singing along is powerful, but I think a smile placed at the right time is one of the most powerful things in the world. So let's practice. Kind of loosen up your jaw muscles, all right? I am smiling impaired, so I'm going to need some help from the audience here, all right? On the count of 3, I want you to give me the biggest, goofiest smile that you've smiled in years, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I wish I had a camera. It's beautiful. You guys look great.
It's a marvelous thing. Okay.
I bet you know this.
Here's
Help
a
us
little
out
smile
on this.
along for you here.
When you're smiling, the whole world will smile with you.
Yeah.
When you're laughing, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you can bring out the rain. When you're smiling, you'll be happy again. Yeah, when you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you.
Take it, Sacramento.
When you're smiling, yeah. When you're smiling, yeah. The whole world smiles with you. When you're laughing, ha ha, the sun comes shining through. But when you're crying, you can bring out the rain. When you're smiling, you'll be happy again. Yeah, when you're smiling. When you're smiling, the whole world smiles with you. When you're smiling,
When you smile,
when you're smiling,
the
whole world smiles with you. Yeah.
All right, we're going to end
Thank
up
you.
with this one. We're going to ask you to sing along. It's a call and answer song.
And before we started, I just wanted to put in a real quick announcement that we do have CDs with our music. They're right over on the piano there if you want to take a look. And if you're listening online, they're at curtisandloretta.com. We would love to have you take a look at those and come up and say hi. $10. And we also take credit cards. We finally came up into the modern world. Cash or credit cards, checks, whatever. And we have an email list, too. We'd love to have you sign. We'll let you know when we're back in the area.
More than happy to personalize them. Now, we'll get you to sing along on this song, hopefully. This is an old American ballad. I got to tell you, I got to do a public service announcement. Some of these old American ballads do deal with questionable issues. But they generally do it for a good reason. to funnel down to the end of the song where a profound moral lesson is passed on. And I think in this country today, even though this song is from the 1880s, I think that at least half of the people in the United States of America today will agree with the moral of this song, which is, I should have listened to what my mama said.
Yes, you should have. Everybody should. So help us out, and thank you so much for having us here today at Music at Noon. We love you all, and thanks so much.
It's called Hand Me Down, My Walking Cane. Now hand me down my walking cane.
My walking cane.
Hand me down my walking cane.
My walking cane.
Well, hand me down my walking cane. I'm gonna ride that midnight train and all my sins I'll take it away. Now hand me down that jug of corn.
That jug of corn.
Now hand me down that jug of corn.
That jug of corn.
Well, hand me down that jug of corn. We'll have time, sure as you're born. All my sins I'll take it away. I had too much.
Had too much.
And I went to jail.
And I went to jail.
Well, I had too much.
Well, I had too much.
And I went to jail.
And I went to jail.
Well, I had too much and I went to jail. Nobody came to go my bail. All my sins all taken away. Well, the beans was hard.
Beans was hard.
And the meat was fat.
And the meat was fat.
Well, the beans was hard.
Beans was hard.
And the meat was fat.
And the meat was fat.
Well, beans was hard and the meat was fat. Lord, I couldn't eat nothing like that. All my sins all taken away. Well, I wish I had listened.
I wish I'd listened.
What Mama said.
What Mama said.
Well, if I had listened.
If I'd listened.
What Mama said.
What Mama said.
Well, if I listened what Mama said, I'd be sleeping in a feather bed. All my sins all taken away. Hand me down now. Hand me down.
Hand me down.
My walking cane.
My walking cane.
Hand me down.
Hand me down.
My walking cane.
My walking cane.
Well, hand me down my walking cane. I'm gonna ride that midnight train and all my sins are taken away. There they go. All my sins are taken away. Thanks,
Yeehaw.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Go out and have fun and do good. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You surprised me. I wasn't ready to say goodbye to you yet. So, is that the end? Okay, well, I wasn't absolutely sure. I wasn't in my position, and I'm getting there now. And first thing I want to say is for the live streamers who tuned in on time, we do apologize for the technical issue. That's what happens when you have technical issues. We didn't used to do technical. We used to do concerts only. Now we do concerts and technical. So anyway, you have been listening, you already know this, to a Music at Noon concert in Sacramento, California on the 20th of April, 2022. And you've been listening to a Minnesota folk music duo, Curtis Teague and Loretta Simonet. They've come all the way from Minnesota, just for you. And so, isn't it impressive, the classic entertainment they give us? They give us their own instrumental variety show. And then, of course, Loretta wrote most of the songs that you heard today. I mean, if that's not talent, what is? And the way the two married couple, they have different names, but they're married, the way they work together and have done this dance over the last 30-some years. Okay, they want to bump that up to 45. I didn't say that, you did. Is amazing. Really, you are a classic act. You are a class act. And we thank you so much. Did we lose our other half? Okay. So they're distributing CDs at the old-fashioned price of $10. So you can take them home with you. Isn't that nice? Thank you again. We really appreciate it. And for next week, Susan Lamb Cook. You've probably heard of her, haven't you? Cellist, right? We have a piano trio next week. And piano trio is traditionally piano, cello, and violin. You'll hear some Beethoven next week, and you'll hear a composer you've never heard before. Hope to see you then. Have a great week. Take care.